I have a lot to say, but I'll keep it short. First of all, I just want to say, Suleiman, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the passion you put into the academy and to put people through. Because what you're doing is not just teaching people how to do cloud engineering. You are changing the trajectories of people's life. So I want to say thank you.
Today, we've got Coyote. Coyote spent over 10 years working in a library, a completely non-technical role, no coding skills, no cloud skills, literally nothing to do with the tech world. But he had this itch, right? He wanted to understand how technology actually worked, how to build things. So he made a decision that changed everything for him. He went all in and he joined the Cloud Engineer Academy. And here is where it gets really interesting. Today, Coyote is a solutions and automation engineer leading his own team, building custom AI solutions that are live in production right now and working with the exact same technologies that the biggest tech companies in the world are using. So, in this video, we're going to cover his full journey from zero tech experience to becoming the go-to technical guy at his workplace, how he did it, the interview process, and the mindset shift that made it all possible. And if you want my help breaking into cloud and getting results like Coyote and everyone else that we've helped, just click the link in the description below and let's see if we can help you. Enjoy the video and take me back to the moment when you heard back from the company that you got hired.
Yeah, so, the company I got hired with was, my employer, my previous employer.
Hmm.
And what I was doing there was just a librarianship job, nothing technical, right? So I was just curious to learn more and want to learn how technology work and how I can build things myself. So I left that position so to come to the Cloud Engineer Academy. And when I saw that a new position was opened, I just emailed my manager or my previous manager then, oh, I
Hmm.
like this position. It aligned with where I was going to. So, and that was an automation and integration librarian. So we're going to be dealing with APIs, building solutions for them and all of that. So I applied for it and I got the role. But I'm so grateful that what I learned in the academy was actually that thing that made me so confident to apply for that job, to
Yeah.
even be like, everything you're talking about in this job description is all what I can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it feels so good. Yeah.
Yeah. So you were in a non-technical role at a library
Yep.
and you left to go all in on tech and you joined the academy and then they were hiring for a technical role and then you applied for that role specifically.
Exactly. You got it.
Okay. And how was that process, like the interview process? What are you doing right now, day to day?
Yeah. So the interview process we just go like the normal interview whereby, a recruiter reach out to you. You go to like first two round of three rounds of interview. Because I've worked there doesn't mean I don't have to, apply or compete with other people, given that it's even a new role entirely technical role. So I have to actually demonstrate that I know what I'm doing, even though I have a librarianship background. So it was really so cool that what I'm doing right now has nothing to do with, how do I put it? Has nothing to do with traditional librarianship. So in
Hmm.
my day-to-day role, I work with all the technology that we have out there. Even though I'm working in the library, if I'm working in the banking, they work with the cloud. I work with APIs. I work with backend integrations. I work with automation tools. I work
Yeah.
with GitHub. I ship things to GitHub and all of that. So even though I'm working in the library, so day to day on my in my role is so technical that I have to keep learning. I have to keep researching. I have to keep looking for new ways to solve problems, and I have to stay ahead of my game. Learning the new things.
Yeah, nice. So I think what you said, you're now doing architecture and solutions and automation engineering. Um,
Yeah.
so how is that? How does that work for you? Like, are you working in a team? Are you working on your own? What solutions are you kind of working on right now? Just about that.
Okay, so right now, because I work in content management in the library, so that's the technical services of like whatever you see in the library, the books and the electronic resources, like the technical services and in all of that. So we right now, one of the projects I'm working on is how to use AI to create a metadata
Hmm.
for the content we have in the library. So my job, I have a team of a graduate assistant and a student worker. that work with me. So my job is to research the tools to use it and, the technology stack to use and, build that custom solution. So I have to research how the system architecture work.
Yeah.
And one thing I learned from the academy that actually helped me was, drawing system architecture using the Calidro, Calidro to draw the architecture. So everything. So then I learned about the architecture, then the system integration and everything. So that project now is I was working on that project before I left, just on the surface. I didn't really
Yeah.
understand the technical part. But now that I have the technical understanding, the technical know-how, now I'm the lead for that project, and the project now is in production.
Okay, very good. So you design a solution for that specifically.
Exactly.
Nice, very good. And how many people use or come to the library? Is it like a digital or is it in person? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so for the department that I have, it's a very large research library. So
Yeah.
we have thousands of students, and whatever we work on is to ensure that users are able to discover this legacy record, whatever it is. So we
Mm.
want to ensure that we have this record digitized instead of buying solutions from vendors. So we build it in-house. So we have thousands of students coming into the library. So if you want to use the physical copy, you can use it. If you want to use the electronic copy, you can use it. But the essence of it is to ensure that whatever we have in the library is discoverable to the world.
Okay, so it's digitized basically, a physical
Yep.
copy into a digital
Yeah.
copy.
Yeah.
Right. And how do you do that? So you've got a physical copy. How do you digitize that onto like a digital solution?
So most of the collections in the library now, they have what's it called? Most of them have electronic copies that you don't even have to digitize.
Right.
But the project I'm working on now is like a legacy record.
Yeah.
It's been there for more than, decades.
Hmm.
That is just there. Nobody is discovering them. So what we do is there in the pipeline, we have a layer that we have to scan the physical copy,
Yeah.
then feed that physical copy into, we're using OpenAI, the computer vision of OpenAI to
Yeah.
extract the text. So
Yeah.
when they extract the text, we use that OpenAI to now generate metadata for that
Got it.
physical copy, and then you feed into the library service platform that we use. So we work with a lot of enterprise systems to ensure that this legacy record is discoverable. But for the newer collections, they have electronic copies already, so we don't have to digitize that. But for
Okay.
the legacy collection, we have to digitize that.
Right, right, right. So you basically use text extraction. It's a document processing solution, right? It's a very common IT systems like modernization project. A lot
Yeah.
of companies, I've worked with one as well, and we had like over 2 million uh, physical document records that we had to digitize. And it's funny, back then there was no OpenAI, so we use AWS Textract, which is their
Mhm.
OCR service, basically. So really, really interesting. Cool. I like that. And so how does your team work? Do you have like daily stand-ups, or do you have like, how does that kind of work in terms of like the team
Yeah,
progress and the
yeah,
projects?
yeah. So, for my team, I understand the little stand of the agile methodology discounts on all of that, but
Hmm.
we are not really using it because my team is so small. So if I need to do anything, we just have like, weekly meetings that we
Sure.
have to be our sprint. But for myself, before I can work on any project, I have a sprint backlogs. So I make sure that, okay, this is what I need to do in the next 2 weeks. So I put everything in order. So what I'm trying to do now is to train my team on software engineering, SDLC, to ensure that whatever we are building, we have to follow this life cycle.
Yeah, yeah, the software development lifecycle. Cool,
Yeah.
very nice. It looks like you've got a pretty big role actually, right? So you're leading a team, you're making sure they're following best practices, you're trying out new technologies. So yeah, it's a pretty lead role. But
Yeah.
yeah, very nice. What was it that like how did you discover the academy?
So that's a good question. How I discovered that academy, I think I saw it was one of your YouTube videos,
Hmm.
and I've watched a lot of YouTube video, but your video really caught my attention. So before I joined the academy, I've had my computer security class because I wanted to work as a security engineer. And I was just like, okay, enough of getting certifications. I need to learn how to build things hands-on.
Yeah.
So I just stumbled on your YouTube video, how colorful it is, the audio. I'm like, okay, and the graphics too. I'm like, okay, I saw this in a textbook. Now I'm seeing it in a YouTube video. So
Mm.
I, I got myself talk to your video. I had to just like them, and I noticed I keep coming back. So, and that was it. So my manager now asked me to put in for a professional development, and I said, "Hey, the professional development I want to do has nothing to do with library, and it's Cloud Engineer Academy." And he said, "Yeah, go for it. Since most of the vendors we are working with, they are operating in the cloud, so we need
Yeah.
someone that understands the cloud, so that I can interact with them." So. And that was why I'm like, okay, I submitted it and I joined the academy.
Yeah, yeah, very good. So the library supported you in your training, and then
Yep.
you've left, you've come back, and you're now building their technology solutions, which is a pretty amazing story, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty amazing story because I told myself I was not going to come into the library to work again because I've been there for more than 10 years. So
Yeah.
I felt I was not growing. I was not learning anything new. I needed a new adventure. So the moment that was open up, I just applied for it and I got it. And every day I enjoy what I do.
Yeah, that's really promising. Yeah, it's really good to see like the story and the journey that you've been on. It's really cool because you've gone from working there for 10 years, doing the normal stuff that you would normally do in a library, and then you're like, hey, I need to get into tech, right? So then it's like, hey,
Yeah.
you switched, you learned the things, the skills that you needed, and then now you're back
Yeah.
working there. Because I remember getting an email uh, for a
Hmm.
reference, and I was like, oh, I this is so yeah, it's obviously very good to see that come through, and obviously I gave a really positive feedback because you did very good. And then when I heard that you got the role, it was great to hear, really, to be honest.
Yeah.
Um, nice. So when you were looking to join boot camps, why specifically did you join the academy, like our academy, the Cloud Engineer Academy?
So I would say, I I watch your YouTube videos and I know you are the instructor and the level of intentionality you put into your video, the way you explain stuff, just by watching your video, I was
Mm,
able to learn a lot. So I told myself if I can pick some things learning like this, I think I'll do well in the academy. So I got marveled when I got into the academy and from day one we start building.
mm.
So
And
I'm
that
like,
and that's what you
okay.
wanted. Yeah,
And that's what I wanted,
yeah.
not just theory. Because if I wanted to just read and pass exam, I can do that. But I want to learn hands-on. I want to learn how to build stuff. So, and from day one, I started building, and it was really so sorry. And I think ever since then, I've referred some people to join the academy too.
Okay, so we should give
I,
you a bonus then.
I didn't just apply for the bonus.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's really cool. So you basically watched the basically the free content on YouTube. You learnt a few things, and then you thought, okay, if the
Mhm.
free stuff I'm learning, the paid stuff I'm going to learn even more. So then you joined, and you day one you said you started hands-on building, which is obviously what you want to do.
Yeah, so especially, that was week 3 when you told us to deploy an LGS website.
Mm,
That task was, I think that's the most, daunting task in the academy that you have to build and on your own. So doing that really exposed my eyes to something I never knew I could do. So I started building, breaking stuff. And I remember you mentioned that, hey, this week you're gonna break things a lot and just, make sure you fix it and
yeah.
keep building. So I did broke a lot of things and what was supposed to be for 3 weeks took me 6 weeks. But that
Yeah.
6 weeks, I learned a lot. So I built a simpler version of my own application, and I reached out to Alex Brook and
Alex
Jim
Rocks, yeah.
Martin. Yeah, so we were just going back and forth on what I want to build. But it was really, very inspiring and motivating to be in the academy because without the academy, I don't know, I don't think I'll be able to build anything. I would still just be reading books.
Yeah, yeah. Because the thing is, a lot of people are in the same cycle, like you said, that you were doing certs and then you thought, okay, this is enough. I need to get hands on. But a lot of people are still in that cycle of doing cert after cert after cert. What made you realize that you can't continue doing certifications and you need to A, join something and then also get practical hands-on experience?
So what made me realize was I I was on LinkedIn, and when someone mentioned, give me your GitHub link, I don't even have one.
Mhm. Oh,
So give
yeah.
me a link to your project. I don't know what GitHub was. So I'm like, nah, this has to stop.
Mm.
So I opened my first GitHub account in the academy.
Wow. Okay, that's really good because you were what I guess you were applying for jobs and they said, "Hey, send me your LinkedIn pro or GitHub profile or any
Yep,
projects that you've built." And then you were like, "I've not done anything. I've just done certs." Right? So, and
exactly.
how do you show like certs? Obviously, you can get certified and it's like, "Hey, I got the badge." But like you can't demonstrate it practically with projects. It's
Mhm.
really hard to do that. So okay, so you basically got a reality check, and it's like, hey, you need to now get hands on and start building. Um, yeah, that's really good.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
nice, cool.
Mm.
What did you learn from the academy that helped you in your day-to-day role? Was it specific modules? Is it for specific subjects or any sort of weeks that stood out for you?
I would say all the modules stood out to me, right from, learning the basic Linux command, learning all the programming languages, and the infrastructure as code. I remember I did an interview, before I got this role, I made it to a lot of finance, even the cloud security engineer. But I chose this role because of personal reasons with
Mm,
my family. So I could have been in tech, working fully in tech. So all the modules stood out to me because for someone, the reason why I say that is because for someone like me that I don't really have a background in tech, so learning everything feels new to me. So I wouldn't say this is the best module that I like. So
okay.
the one I think I love most is when we started with Python and you are able to just push the command and see the result in your terminal. It
Mm,
feels so solid to me, like, wow, so this is really how tech works. And the one that actually stood out again was when I deployed a Nest.js website. So I feel this is how to build a website and even have your cloud resume.
mm,
So, everything just aligned from learning infrastructure as code, learning Terraform, CloudFormation, learning TypeScript. So even when I talk technology, people feel I've been in the cloud engineering space for more than, a
yeah.
decade. And it's just because of the level of knowledge I got from the academy. So I wouldn't say just one part of it stood out to me because it cut across everything. So if you don't know anything about tech at all, the academy is just the best for you. You are not just going to learn about the cloud engineering alone. You learn system engineering. So I
Mm,
applied for system engineering also. I made it to the finals. So I pulled out again. So every modules, they are structured, so they build on each other. Before we
yeah.
got into the infrastructure of code, we learned the basic of programming, so we know what we're doing. So I would say start from the basics, then to the advanced model, which is the cloud security, where we
Yeah.
break down all the identity and access management and everything. Yeah.
Okay. So you like that it was the weeks would build onto each other. It helped you progress through, and the subjects you just liked because they were clear to understand, especially for someone with no tech experience. Like, did you feel like overwhelmed when you were starting, or was it like, hey, like I've really wanted to do this. Now you're like just absorbing the new information that was coming at you.
I was not overwhelmed because I just realized some part of me that I never knew it was part of me, like building stuff. So each time I sit down on my desk, I want to build, I feel like I need to get to the end of this thing. So I was not overwhelmed. I just feel like building stuff and seeing the results just feel rewarding to me. And
Yeah.
the project we did, having something to show forth in my GitHub profile really stood, very, very amazing to me. So I was not overwhelmed because it's structured. And when you build a project, you first of all do the architectural part. So that doing the architecture alone will make you feel like, okay, this is what I want to achieve. And doing that is so much fun. Then you get into the building itself and seeing the results. So there was nothing overwhelming there. It was structured and it was fun. But it might be relative because I came in with a lot of curiosity. For some
Mm.
people, it might be overwhelming. So I'll say it that way.
Yeah, curiosity is a big one because we speak to students in the academy and they're like, "Oh, I had this one project. I started really small designing it, and then I've still spent the next 3, 4 days on the same thing. Am I like over engineering?" And I was like, "Well, the whole thing about building projects and stuff and building things is like you allow yourself to be curious and you just explore, right? You just find things, break things, test things, and that's the whole game of engineering. So like you just
Mhm.
keep going until you're like, okay, this is enough. Obviously, in the workplace, there is some restrictions in terms of like over engineering, but when you are learning, you just want to be like, you just want to embrace it and kind of just go all in and just try different things, which just sounds like what you were doing.
Yeah.
What was something that you learnt about yourself throughout the whole process? Because, like you said, you had a quite a lot of interviews, final rounds. I'm sure you got rejections and stuff as well. Like, what have you learnt about yourself from going from a non-technical person and to then becoming technical and getting a job?
So I would say I'm a builder. I learned that I'm a builder. So it's not just the academy alone, like not just the skills I learned in the academy alone, but the part of you that you can actually build what you're passionate about, what you're knowledgeable about. I'll start an example for like Alex. He started with helicopter application
Mm,
and built it to be something big. So I drew that inspiration and I built my own product too.
mm,
So the academy helped me to be a builder. That's just it.
okay.
So if you it helps me to be a builder. And if you go through the our messages, I sent you a message about the project I'm building that feels so overwhelming.
Yeah, yeah.
So the academy really helped me to go through all of that, especially when I need to deploy to the cloud, know the right technology to use. So I just feel like, yes, I got this. And I now help friends to deploy things to the cloud.
Okay, so the one thing you've learned throughout is that you discovered that you like building things. And I think
Yep.
now more than ever, being a builder is better than anything else because you can just create. Obviously, now you've got AI tools and stuff as well, but being able to come up with ideas and then build things and see it come to action, it's a
Exactly.
really nice thing to do because, we've kind of done the same with Study Tech AI, our certification platform. It's like an idea that I had, and I thought, okay, let me just try and build this. And you're right, Alex Brooks has done the same. So he's come from helicopter industry. He was a pilot, moved into tech, right? And then he's like, okay, how can I build something for the industry that I was in? Then he built the application tour, the tour application for helicopter providers, and companies are now paying him for it, which is amazing. So,
Yeah.
the solution that you've built, you could go and sell that to other universities and libraries, right? You can
Yeah,
do that
exactly.
because they all
Yeah,
have similar problems, right?
exactly. Yeah.
So there's no reason why you can't.
Yeah, you can look it up. It's catandcloud.com and it's there, it's live now. Libraries are using it. So it makes me feel so proud of myself. And I couldn't be able to do that without being in the academy. Because even if I have a team, I don't understand what they're doing. But
Hmm.
now I can take the lead, like this is what you're gonna do.
Yeah,
This is what
yeah,
you do. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
No, that's
yeah.
really good. It's amazing to see that. What were your coworkers saying when you joined as a completely new person, right? Because you were working with them, now you're coming back doing technology projects. Like, how were they perceiving that transformation? Because it's a big transformation.
That's a very good question. And they just see me like the magic guy. So when they have a problem and they're thinking about automation, K is the guy. Just go and talk to him. He's a smart guy and all of that. So I'm able to take the requirement just like product manager will just go
Hmm.
gather the requirement and go back to the engineering team, look for the solution and build it. So I just let them know like I'm happy to hear your problem and give me your problem and I'll look for solution. So and I'm glad that I like to do the research to see the tech stack I need to use to build that solution. So one of the solution I built, and I think is that project that we are doing is now, being able to automate a repetitive task
Hmm.
that we do not even need to hire for that role again. It's so
Mm.
amazing. So they see me like a tech guy. I'm not a librarian. So I'm just a tech
Yeah.
guy in the library.
Yeah, no, that's really good. So I'm guessing
Yeah.
you guys are using a lot of AI then, right? So you're using OpenAI. Is there anything else you're using in the workplace in terms of like AI tooling, AI technology?
So the library relies on vendor to provide all of like third party vendor to provide all of these too.
Mhm.
But because we have technical team that understand how technology works, so we've been able to just build a custom solution. So we make use of and the university itself is big on AI. So we have a lot of models that you can use, not
Okay.
just OpenAI. We have Claude 2, we have Gemini, a lot of them, depending on what you want and what you want to build. So the university give you a playing ground to just innovate and being able to achieve your dream. And now with AI assisted development, we've seen a lot of solution on campus that's just when you turn left, you see this solution. When you turn right, you see this solution. And so there is no specific AI that we are using, depending on your use case.
Mhm.
So for some people, they'll believe OpenAI computer vision is better than cloud computer vision, right? Depending on what you need it for. And you have a lot of that flexibility to select the model that you want.
Yeah, and these models and features, they're all getting better with every release as well. So
Yes.
that's really cool. So there's also a lot of fear about AI taking jobs, and it's being really difficult to get hired in 2026.
Hmm.
Now, when I see students get hired over the last couple of weeks and months, like there's a big uptake in students getting results and getting hired. To me, it shows that the market's pretty good. But what's your take on AI taking jobs, especially since automation is very core to the role that you're doing?
So my take about AI taking job is that, see, technology is not going to wait for anybody. It's either you keep up with it or you are left out of the game. So just like the way I see it is just like saying before the advent of internet, we used to have a newspaper, right? We used to have hard copies of newspaper. Now they don't print, they print lesser newspaper. We now do soft copy now, e-copy. So whether we like it or not, there are some positions that we feel redundant and the AI we have to do now that we have a lot of agents that can do that. So my take is just to be that curious person, to
Mhm.
stay ahead of the curve, learn the tool, and know how it can work for you, and be able to speak that language. And because of my background as a librarian, we need to know something about everything, even though we don't know everything, but I should be able to say something about this tool. I should be able to point you to it. So I would just say, staying ahead and keep learning and know how AI can help you to do your job better. And the way I will put it is look at AI in time, giving you back time instead of taking time away from you,
Mhm.
because it helps you to be productive instead of just doing everything now manually.
Yeah, so use AI to your advantage, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So for someone that's like stuck in a role, non-technical role, or even a technical role, and they don't know if like cloud engineering is for them, what would you kind of say to them?
So if you're stuck and you don't know if your cloud engineer is for them, first of all, everything is in the cloud. So whether we are shipping new models, we are building AI, the infrastructure that powers this automation or the technology is in the cloud. So cloud now feels like the basic. So you need to learn how the cloud works before you even learn to be a software engineer. Because how do you build a software without hosting it? So where do you want to host it? You want to host it in the cloud. So I would just say learn the basics, and where you can learn the basics, cloud engineering, cloud computing is not part of the basics of tech. So when you learn cloud engineering, you probably learn everything else. You learn how to be an AI engineer. You learn how to be cloud security engineer. So cloud engineering is typically just everything. And most of the
Mm,
engineers that I've seen, they started from somewhere before they transition into cloud. So everything that you've known, they are still valid, but learning the basics of cloud will help you to advance your career and be able to have flexibility into transitioning into more specific role like now AI engineering. So
mm. Yeah, that's a really good answer. It gives you that breadth of skill sets, and then you can move into any area that you want.
yeah,
Because, for example, you joined, and then now you're doing architecture and automation, and a lot of the system design stuff that you did in the academy is becoming really useful now, right? So,
exactly.
some of the projects that you did in the academy, like how did those help you specifically for the interviews that you had and the role that you're working in now? Like, what did they really like about what you learned when you were interviewing there?
So most of the first of all, rule number one, like cloud computing 101 in AWS, never use your root account, right?
Yeah.
So anytime I have an interview and I just say that, they look at me like, okay, it seems you understand identity and access management and the service role and all of that. So to be specific, when we deploy Bastion OS
Mm,
and our security group and all of that, the knuckles and everything, when I break it down during interview without having to say it the way I read about it in the textbook, make them look at me like I know what I'm doing
mm,
because I have to explain what Bastion host means and how I'm able to deploy it in my project. So that Bastion deployment really helped me during the interview. And another one that helped me is when we deployed the Next.js website
yeah.
for some roles, it really helped me to being able to CP because I didn't know anything about Linux command, how I can copy and all of that. So it
Yeah.
really helped me too. So when I'm talking about debugging too, when they always ask this question, tell me about your project. And that's I don't struggle with that answer because I have a lot of projects I can talk about and a lot of debugging and I learn a lot when I'm debugging. So I don't
Mm,
even want to have a project without having to debug because that's when I think, oh, because of this is why I got stuck. So being able to have stories to tell with the project I did in the academy, helped me to push through some interviews. So I could have made it to be what's it called? A cloud information security professional
mm.
because I got that role at the same time with maybe if you can remember, maybe they sent you a request for reference to. I go back to this role because I just feel like okay, I'll be closer more with my family.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So you had
still,
two job offers basically coming out of the academy.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that shows you that how important it is to, hey, I can tell from the way you're articulating your experiences that you learnt really well. Like you went all in, you were really focused, and you learnt things properly. And then what you mentioned that I picked up on is telling the story of the projects that you built in the interview. So
Yeah.
instead of someone just listing the services that they use in the project, you probably walk them through, okay, and this is what I was trying to do. This was the problem that I was solving. This is what I tried. This is what I designed. And then this is how it all kind of worked and fit together. So like you're giving them the full picture of like what you did, how you did it, why you did it, right? How you solved it, all that kind of stuff that makes it a
Yeah.
story, right? So you take them on the journey of you building that project. And that's
Exactly.
what makes them understand that you know what you're doing rather than just listing EC2, VPC, S3.
Exactly. So even in my role now, when I hire for a student worker, I like to say, okay, just send me a link to your project. I don't want to hire anybody without a project. So it makes me feel like, okay, you know all the services, but I want to see how you built your cloud formation. Like just show me something that you've done
Mm,
because I remember you told us very well then, you have to keep building. You have to build. You have to build. Do not focus on stats and leave stats for now. Just keep building. And what we have built really helped me. I remember a recruiter watched my Loom video. He told us to make a Loom video.
Yeah.
So it's on GitHub. It feels so awkward doing it.
Yeah.
I had to do it all over again. And they said, "Oh, we saw your Loom video, the one you did for the website." And I'm like, "Oh, you saw it? Good." So things like that will really make a way when you feel you are just doing it to waste time. You are not wasting any time. You are just doing it to have your documentation. So I see
Mm.
it like paying your dues. Before you
Yeah.
can be an instructor, you paid your dues too. So you just have to pay the dues.
Yeah, you gotta just do the work basically. And I like that you did the small things that make a big difference. People don't think doing a Loom video, recording themselves is something that makes a big difference. But actually, in a job application process, if they can see you speaking, talking over a project and demonstrating your skills before they even bring you in, that's going to be a big bonus when they filter out through applications. So yeah, I'm glad that you did those things because a lot of people will look at that and think, I'm not doing that or I'm not comfortable. It is uncomfortable doing anything for the first time. But now you can see, like, for example, if you're showing someone or creating documentation in your team, you can just make a quick Loom, send it to them, okay, hey, this is how you do it, boom, and you can use it like that.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So is there anything else you want to end on? Anything you want to share? Any final tips and tricks for people that are looking to break in, or people that are not sure about the academy, or people that are struggling with certifications and they can't get jobs, like anything like that?
I have a lot to say, but I'll keep it short. First of all, I just want to say, Suleiman, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the passion you put into the academy and to put people through. Because what you're doing is not just teaching people how to do cloud engineering. You are changing the trajectories of people's life. So I want to say thank you. And for people who are struggling or who are stuck that they don't know where to go, I just want to let you know that you have to just take that step of faith. You just have to leave your comfort zone. You're not going to achieve anything if you keep staying in your comfort zone. If you feel studying for exam and passing exam make you feel comfortable, that's what you're just going to be doing. But you have to do the hard work. You know, if you have 100% of people, probably only 30% or 10% will go the hard way, and
Hmm.
70% will go the easy route. And the easy route is just to read for certification and pass it. And the hard route is building things and on building projects. So I just want to say go the hard way because when you go the hard way, we have few people there. So it's less competition. So I would say the academy is the best place to be. It's the best place to be because from day one, you start building. From day one, you start learning. Even though you've been in the tech space for a while, I can assure you, you have something to learn. It's not a waste of time. It's not a waste of time. As a matter of fact, the moment you are away from the academy for more than a week, it feels like you are losing something. So you
Hmm.
want to go back, real bad. So there's a time you build, there's a time you look for you apply, and there's a time you go for your certifications too. So I just want to say, being able to manage your time, know what to do at the right time, feels well. Because for me, I have to just structure my time. I've gotten some start before I got into the academy. So I need to learn how to build and know when to look for job, right? So, and also learn from people that are successful, that want to be where you are. I reached out to Jay, I reached out to Alex Bro, I reached out to Mark, and
Yeah.
just you can see, just hearing their stories keeps me motivated that hey, you can do this, you can do this, and here
Yeah.
I am today. I'm not just an employee. I'm also a founder of a company, and I gain all of this knowledge in the academy and I'm using right now. So I just want you to know that, it's possible.
Hmm.
It's possible. You are not retarded. You are very smart. You can achieve whatever you set your minds to. And peace be unto you.
Yeah, you've done a great job, man. Like, even though you say it's the academy, it's actually you, right? I can give you the tools, everything, but you still have to do the work, right?
Yeah,
As they say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, right? So
exactly.
like I try and give you everything that I can, but you have to do the work, right? And
Yeah,
everyone that does the work, they get the results. So it's all you at the end of the day. So I'm really happy for you. Great story, great win, and I'll be watching your journey closely to see what you do next.
yeah, thank you. I'll make you proud.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your time,
Yeah,
and
thank
I'll
you.
see you in the academy.
Yeah, see you.
Take care, bro. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye.
Real quick, if you know that you've been jumping between certifications, tutorials, and career paths without actually committing to anything, I want to give you something completely for free. My team and I have built a school community where we've put together training videos and resources that will help you get the clarity that you're looking for when it comes to cloud engineering. It's completely free, link in the description below, and once you're in there, you will also see a full in-depth breakdown of my Cloud Engineer Academy and how the program is structured. And if you watch the breakdown and you are like, yes, this is for me, then you can just book a call with my team directly.